Good morning, Stoney. Hi. How are you? How's everything? How's the day? Okay. Hi. Hey, always forget that you have a job. Okay. I know. I know. But yeah, I'm like, oh, you. That's right. There's a job there. And I forget. It will change soon. I don't know, but it will change. That's all I can tell you. We will probably have another one at some point. Yeah. Um, what did you lost your head? Lost your head, lost your mind on. Um, yeah. What happened? That's the question. God damn. I am so out of it today. It's crazy. It is crazy. Oh, your contract. You have a contract that ends. That's better than I thought. It is better than I thought. God damn, that's a lot of link. Um. Oh. Ooh. That is indeed a lot of screws. Is that the keyboard? Yeah, it is. What did you do? I mean, I don't think you need to get these screws out. I think the only one that you need is the outside if you want to just replace that. But right, if you need to replace this black part to make the keys visible so that you can change a key, yeah, that's crazy. Also, Dusty. Die. I mean, it's a good word. Word. Bones. Hi. Welcome on in. Word. Justification? No. Yes. No. Well, I forgot. I don't have words, but yeah, you can clean it now, which is good. I need to buy a blower again because I used to have one and it was good, and it died when I was in Japan. So I need to buy a new one. And there is like new tech that is a bit better in terms of fans and blowers. That you don't have a compressor, but you have like a powerful fan. I will. Just you know things. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. That's a lot of screws. A lot of screws. Indeed. Indeed. Mm. It is indeed necessary for programming. I yes. Yes. Agree. That happens. Cat, I've been having a migraine-ish last week. I mean, basically since Friday. Friday last week, I've had like a bit of a migraine. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it kind of faded out, and then Wednesday it was out. So, what did I change? Good question. Um, Nothing. I ate more burgers. Yep, that's basically what happened. I decided to go more into the burger place to have a bit more fat in my diet compared to my regular thing, and since then we good. So maybe you can do the same. Maybe you can do the same. I don't know. I don't know. Just a smidge though, right? Not going all the way with like the two burgers and all that, but just like, a bit more. Still eating my regular protein and fiber intake goals, but at the same time, upping the fat a tad currently. So, you know, maybe give it a go. Give it a go. Some fries, some non-chicken for you. That might be good. That might be good. And the word I was looking for is opportunity, Tony. That it gave you the opportunity to clean it. Um, yeah, no, I mean just fact. In like go bite on a stick of butter. I don't know. Don't. It's disgusting. And but yeah, things. Huh. Maybe it's a new part that is compatible with another build, and therefore you end up with some chassis have like the screw in a specific point, and some chassis have a screw in another point. But yeah, could happen. Could be the case. Could be the case. I'm going back into where we stopped last streams. We have a ton of things that I have like kind of kept, not really, kind of, that are really good, and I like it. I like it. I think I stopped here. Yes. Yeah, I saw it. I thought it was like screws that were missing, as in you didn't plug them in just yet. But yeah, um, well, I don't think that's gonna be good enough. Uh, but rice and eggs is good, and cucumber and rice is weird to me. Um, but yeah, I have the thing, you know, I have the tray, this thing, and so the case, which you probably also have, but the case is like a tray to compartmentize your screws, and therefore I don't lose anything since I bought it. Basically, never lose it. But yeah, I know you can't hear me when I say that, but I don't think it's a good idea. Um, I I understand, right, that buying the LTT version is potentially a good thing, right? It's just more expensive for similar-ish quality. Um, unless you are like a fidget person and you need to have the fucking top to just spin all the time. But yeah. A mug is kind of weird. That's the thing. If you do a mug, you have all of your screws in one place. Whereas in some specific things, like the MacBook Pro, for example, the screws that are on the top corner are longer than the screws that are on the bottom corners. And technically, you can't put the long one in the small hole. That is, yes. But like having things a bit compartmentalize words is good. But yeah. Anyways, if it's, I mean, the why not is mostly because it's just not. Uh, I don't know if it's there. Ah, bitch, get the fuck out. There, there. Right. That's the small one. It's the same price. Um, I mean, it's 39 Canadian, which means that it's like 29. That's crazy. Oh, I see. That's just the body. That's not the bits. Not the bits. So if you want the bits with the thing, you end up with 68, 59 Canadian in total. So I get that. That button is really ugly. That's crazy. That is crazy. I know why they had to mute it down in order to get like contrast ratio, accessibility, and things, but god damn, it looks bad. Ah, it looks bad. Designer gonna design stuff. That happens. But yeah, this is much better for sorting screws out when you're disassembling things and ensuring that, oh yeah, these are in the right spots. Like usually when I'm here and I'm disassembling um, my Mac, I'm putting the screw that is going in the top right corner into the top right thing, and then the screw that is in the middle here, and the screw that is at the bottom here, and so on, because it's almost as if it was made for them, because the Mac has 3 screws on the short side and 4 screws on the long sides, and then the center for anything else that you need. But yeah, yeah, the bits are good. Of the iFixit, I don't know the LTT one, but they look exactly the same, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Um, but if you want it, buy the thing. Buy the thing. It's fine. It's fine. I have not bought anything LTT ever, so I don't know. But there's also a lot of bias in the reviews and in the type of thing that LTT is selling, which makes sense. But oh yeah, no. I mean, the argument is the iFixit one is $49 and the LTT one is $69. So you save $20. But you get something that is magnetic, with hinges, which is kind of weird to me, and orange. The orange already disqualified for me. Like that's no. Um, but if you want it, get it. I don't care. It's probably good. Um, I wish they had prices here so that I can compare them. Yeah. $90 for a screwdriver is kind of crazy. Also, let me just reiterate what I just said. 69 Canadian, which means it's probably like 50 or 49 US euros ish, which means that it's basically the same price. So, um, yeah, I I agree. It does stand out. I wouldn't go black either. That again sound extremely kinky. I would. I do like the retro white and all and purple that they have on set most of the time. I like the solid brass, obviously. Um, and the other one that they had for their events where you could build your own, like with multiple colors and parts and things, were more interesting to me than the regular black. But yeah, uh, it's your favorite color, Ken. Be kind. Yeah. I think this is also like something that is telling to me. There is a lot of haters for sure on the LTT. That makes a lot of sense. 280, let's say 300 people that are rating it 1 to 2 stars are probably the ratings from the beginning. And all of these are really good. The thing that I have a bit of an issue with is um, like most of the reviews are going to be what I call dribble reviews, where go in there, you go on whatever. Let's find something that is a bit popular. Let's see if we have comments. Exactly what I was talking about. Like, I mean, you can just live a like that I'm doing that. I don't know. It uh, I just don't understand dribble comments, and it feels the same to me. Like most of these are kind of for the bigger ones. Um, but yeah, nonetheless, changes in things. Um, I have tweaked the colors a bit so that the like readability is still there. Um, the only one that I haven't really changed is I think the cyber, even though I feel like I probably have dimmed it down just a smidge. But yeah, I'm gonna make them more expensive. Nonetheless, yeah, it just feels weird to me. Other content, Uh, yeah, that's cheating, but you can. That is true. Can it? Hi, welcome in. Welcome back. Other than that, we've had some things um, on Twitter again, as always, and this one was kind of fun. I think it's interesting. I don't believe them at all, but yeah, Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Um, the main point here is like they have had relationship and meeting with other people, and um overall the output or the relationship that they are building with designers is pretty good, and therefore when they have work that comes in that isn't really for them, they can refer someone else. And that happens to refer a lot of people, and then these people that they are referring to are fully booked and they can't take another client. And then this is basically um, bait, at least from what I can see. It is bait to ensure that the people that are currently in the feed are, well, posting their content underneath, having some engagement in there, and you know, it's just it's not good. It's not good. So I I don't know, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. There is another one a bit of a upper above in that feed that is interesting. I said this one because it looks cool, as always. Um, we've had this transition that was really nice. It's not much, but if that was the previous logo going into the new logo, I feel like this is a pretty cool, like concept, and the metaball slash organic shape for the transition for the build is really cool. So, you know, um, nice stuff, and we like animations. Again, I really think I need to go back um, into motion design soon to bring back some of my knowledge on this. But yeah. Anyways, good news. VJ has created a new plugin that is called uh, Keygen or Keygen, like a keygen for tracking Adobe softwares. Um, that basically does the same thing as other plugins, but in one place. But the website is pretty cool. I have the website right here. The overall content that we have here, the hover effect on the buttons are really cute. The previews are really bright and tiny. And then these bento box right here, this is mostly like a Denny stuff, but these tiny interactions on each of the cards are really interesting. They are not on hover, which I really prefer. They're basically looping. Um, but yeah, it's a nice thing to have, and and then it's really like short, like me, of a website. You don't have much. Like it's just like, oh, you need to create design system variables and styles really fast. Cool, install plugin. That's about it. And we do this, and you have some questions. Cool, but that's about it. I think this is really good for a product launch or landing page. Like you don't need much more than that. Uh, as long as you have the value proposition that is like highlighted as the first thing, you should be good. And so, yeah, that's a quick reminder for everyone that, sometimes shorter is better. But yeah, this happened as well. I don't know if you followed what happened with Uber yesterday, 2 days ago, but they had like an event and they announced that now the people that want to commute somewhere and take a Uber will have the ability to go to a specified location, time, we'll call it, and meet with other people that needs to do the exact same thing. at a pre-specified time to do a pre-defined route. So they basically invented the bus, but with a car. So you have a, yeah. I, I, I That might be the reason, Ken. That might be the reason. Yes, yes, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. That one popped on my radar earlier today, um, and I don't have a good first impression of that person in the first place. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand a lot of things. It's probably a lot of jealousy behind it because they are building design content on YouTube and on other platforms, and they are successful about it. But most of the things that they are sharing is not what I consider good. So jealousy on that and biases on my end, obviously take that into consideration. But everything that they are sharing here is not good. Really sad about it because the whole content of them saying, well, we want to create something that is um, more organic for uh, a logo, and they made something with Figma Draw because that's the new feature, right? That makes sense. It's good. It's something that you need to do. But then everything that you have is coming from outside of the frame. So, for example, you don't see anything that they have created. Like the fact that they went through, shut the fuck up. They went through like this, finding this font. That's fine, right? That's the fine thing to do. But then when you scroll through, they go through the effect and the things, but then they add this thing, which I I hate as a concept. They want to showcase the form builder tool, and they have this pre-made underneath the frame so that they can just drop it in and then build the shape right off. Like, yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of weird to not show. I know it's just circles, but yeah, eh, eh. Anyways, um, it's really bad. That's what I'm saying. And then they are doing this whole thing with uh effect and textures and how it's supposed to work and all that, which is overall pretty good of a demonstration. But I don't think the end result is really good to showcase what Figma Draw can do. Um, Again, not saying that this is bad. I do think that it's not great, but not that bad, but not great. Um, some of the most important thing that I kind of glanced over right here is this part about here. They went for this with the drift and the feather slash leaf uh, above, and they want to have like a bit of an outline on these two elements, and so they just add a white outline to showcase it on both things to ensure that it cuts the rims in the right position. That right now is good on white background, but it's going to be really bad on not white background, and that is just weird. Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, I wake up at 4:50 lately. Okay, so yeah, that's a thing. That happens. Yeah. Anyways, that was just a point on this video. I don't know exactly if you watched it, if you like their content, that's good, but you know, tiny stuff. Teeny tiny stuff. Since the Airbnb things popped in, a lot of people have been doing the exact same stuff. With the animations and icons and things with ChatGPT, which is debatable. I have other take on this, but yeah, we'll see. This happened earlier, and I'm really sad that this is not an option in Figma, because that effect is really cool, but we can't look at it. Apple has released a new CarPlay thing for like, well, CarPlay, and the new CarPlay is for Bentley slash Mini slash thing, and it's bad compared to what they were promising in 2022. So, yeah, um, I there is so much things happening in my head with Apple. So I mean, take your nap, cat. If you need to sleep, take your nap. It's gonna be better for your headache as well. Not saying that you need to go, but you know. Also, that is a truth. You can stay there so that you have like interaction in chat. Appreciated. Appreciated. This is for last Wednesday. We talked about like material design doing the announcement and the update and things, and they have like a new video with a bit more content, and they have more stuff with a bit more details here and there. So it's really nice. It's short, and yeah, like it. Um, there has been other thing. We talked about something similar from someone else, uh, right there, with people creating amazing illustrations out of Figma wherever they are doing it, but the output is going to be as pixelated as it can be because of, well, how it's used. So, yeah, you could, yeah. You could, that's an option. Other than that, the Tailwind guy has announced like a new update for a an online course template, which is pretty cool. It works really well. Someone else, Jay, has created the floating picture-in-picture video inside of DSS only, which is really good. And yeah, uh, this happened to be on my feed, and now I need it. That's all I need to say. It's useless. Like, there is no question about that. It is useless, but it looks really cool. And yeah, it's been a long time. Daniel just received there today or 2 days ago. But yeah, it's really nice. There has been like a ton of why now, as always. That makes no sense. Sorry, my bank account is sending me a notification right now, which is like, why? Why? Every time, it's 6 something. That's when things happen. Anyways, it's fine. This popped in. Martin, which is the creator of Pioneer, created like the lecture doc in a circular matter, and then created this player, circular player. It's interesting. They still have the exact same issue that I showcase every time, which is the highlight section shouldn't rotate with the OCD. If the light source is fixed, the light highlight is in one place. So, yeah. Eh, well, maybe join the wine, cat, and therefore you will just fall down in bed asleep. It happens. But yeah, it's a nice, interesting concept of a player. I think, personally speaking, the play pause button being that big is debatable, but it's nice. So keep that in mind. It's an interesting thing. It's really cool. From the other post that we've seen last Wednesday, this one popped in, and same thing. I really don't see the point. It's nice illustrations. They're doing a full landing page with these types of illustration, in which case it's coherent with the rest, which fine. But it feels like too much. And it also feels really wrong to do that in Figma. Instead of doing that in an appropriate tool like Spline or Blender or 3JS. So, I don't know. I really have a bit of a hard time with this. It has subtle detail thing, as in the badge has a bit of a border transition as well when you are hovering the entire card, which is pretty cool. But other than that, it's the thing. I know. Ligma is pretty cool. Leah, I need to re-enable the command though.
Drink!
On another note, that happened. I don't think you know, but that's cute. To me, based on the color scheme, based on other things, I'm expecting Siri to be a bit more impressive and available on the Mac as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just it looks cool, and it seems this popped in now 2 days ago for the WWDC that is coming in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks. I forgot. Soon. So we'll see. We will see. These were cute, so I saved them. Like, it makes a lot of sense. Right. 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 I don't know how comfortable they are. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know how viable they are in terms of long-term usage. I have a feeling that these cheeks are gonna fall flat really fast. Like if you walk on them often, they might just fall flat. It's a nice concept. We like cheeks around here, so you know. It happens. It happens. This happened as well, and it's pretty interesting. It's really AI generated, and we can still see that it is AI generated, but it has a bit of a better potential in terms of getting people to use it in a way that makes sense to them as well, because it's node based, and therefore saying, oh, I want this image going here, and then I want this image to going in there for the video output, is something that makes a lot of sense to me. But, you know, interesting concept, potentially good. It's in Japanese, therefore I need to look at it so that I know the words and the things, you know, the usual thing. But yeah, other than that, that's it. That is it. This is what blew my mind, and my dyslexia took over really quick. The K disappeared for a fat minute, And I was like, did you just had 18 participants? And I read it like 2 to 3 times, and then the K came back. So 18,000 participants to like take a look at new material design expressive mode is pretty impressive. And the fact that these 18,000 participants have kind of converged into what is the new version of material design is playing either on the participants that they had or on the current, you know, um, state of design for softwares. So with that in mind, that's a pretty good number. It's also a really good reminder. Lone Traveler, hi, we're going in. Yes. It's also a good reminder, at least from my point of view, to say that like 3 testers is not enough. My minimum testers, if I really don't have a choice, is 5. And my minimum, if I have a choice, is 25. Like if I really don't have the ability to get like more testers, 5 is gonna do. And 5 is because it's like my mom, my sister, some of my friends, some of you, and that's usually like covers the amount that needs to happen. But yeah, 25 is the limit threshold of what I want to have. And then yes, obviously 18,000 is a lot, and so there is a ton of data that might not, again, prove that the output is good. But yeah, I know more than 5 people. Can you believe that? It's crazy. That happens, and I like that a lot. I like that a lot now because this is like popping right after Figma announced rotate copy, and rotate copy in Figma is shit. Like it's it, that there is no way around it. It's just bad. And yeah, like the plugin rotate copy is better than the Figma official Figma thing. So, and this is pretty cool. This one blew my mind. I know that someone a long time ago now, 3 months ago, asked me what blew me away lately. This is pretty cool. This is a way to interact with Blender where you use your phone as the camera handle. So the movement of the phone is directly moving the camera in the scene and pulling focus from the phone, ensuring that everything is like on point and all of that. That's really cool. That means you can get something like the top section that looks as real as it can be just because it is, well, manually handled. So this is really cool. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want to take a look at it, please do. Please do, because it's really nice. That output, that thing right there is really crazy. That blew me away. Not much blew me away, but you know. This happened. I wasn't aware, but this happened. Netflix has a new UI, and I don't want to say it looks like the thing that I designed, but it does look like the thing that I designed. So, we good. Uh, um, yeah, that's not gonna work. Not gonna work. They have something that is called My Netflix, and it's basically things for you. So I don't know about that. I feel like it's gonna be a for you page slash thing. Gonna be bad. Gonna be bad. But yeah. Overall, it looks nice. It looks really close to the TV UI, which is the goal, right? It's a TV watching experience, so it needs to be TV watching related. But yeah, design wise, pretty cool. Um, Video wise, I don't know. I feel like there is something that is a bit needed, but you don't really have a choice, so I get it. I get it. That thing popped in again, another button. So, right, with everything that we've seen so far, they have these shiny element 16 times on their landing page, and therefore there is cohesion and coherence in the whole landing page, but I feel like it's too much. I need to see the whole thing though. I absolutely need to see and check the entire page to know if it's really too much or if it's just they have at least 3 to 4, 5 things that are like shiny and colorful. Feels like a lot. It feels like a lot. That's what. Uh, uh, the fact that in 2023 they say something, then in 2025 they say the same thing, means that it wasn't dead then. And it's probably not going to be dead now either, even though some people want to. Um, yeah. I'm guessing flat design is not over at all. The next post, though, is mostly for the people that are watching anime and that are watching Dragon Ball specifically. This thing is amazing. I kind of want them now, and I'm sad that I saw them because now I kind of want them. So let me zoom in a bit and let you admire this creation. Isn't that amazing? That's really nice. That's really nice. It makes a lot of sense. Uh, anyways, um, these happens. I saved that specifically because it's a Figma creation potential thing. You know, and then same thing here. Like they have a ton of still frame, which are for me Figma worthy in terms of the texture, the effect, the annoyance thing here and there that needs to be added. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll see if that happens one day. I don't think so. At least details. That popped in earlier, just before the stream, technically, where I'm seeing a lot more colorful, still pastel, but colorful headers. I think that are catching the user's attention away from the main content of the page. So it is interesting. It is counterintuitive for me as someone that has been advocating for making the use of color in the places where you want the user to pay attention. It feels kind of weird to have that full header in bright colors and in the main content of the page that is not as colorful. But it's not the first one. It's probably not going to be the last one. It looks nice, but you know, it's interesting. It is interesting. That popped in. It looks AI generated for some reason, mainly because of the fingers right there, but it's weird and weird enough for us to talk about it. It looks similar to the block phone project era thingy from Google from 10 years ago now. It's nice. I think it would have been interesting to have modular devices. Um, Probably not like these, but these are interesting nonetheless. That popped in where basically in the new browser, like Arc browser company thing, the URL is removed and replaced with the title of the page, which means uh, if you don't name your pages properly, this is going to not work. And it's probably going to have issues here and there. So, yeah, uh, I do agree with Alex on this one as well. I think E3, oh, let me forgot his name again, said something similar. And then there were like a bit of a thing that was said about like, visually adding spaces for the slash and then having the title being like grayed out, not really readable anyways. And the fact that if you wanted to access the URL for real, you need to hover the URL. It feels kind of counterintuitive. At the end of the day, I don't think it matters, personally speaking, because I'm looking at what Arc is doing, like specifically at the top right here. I haven't seen the URL of a page in a year. Like that's I don't care about the URL. I just want to know where I am. And usually I know that because of that thing. It's called the website logo. Uh, so personally speaking, I don't care. I don't think it needed to be changed. That's my main thing. I think this is wasted resources on something that it shouldn't exist. Like it's fine enough to be just having a URL and like the URL that is here is already limited. Like the only thing that they were showcasing was the website name. So, you know, that's the thing. And then the regular Command Shift C or Command Alt C, I forgot which one it is. I think it's this one. It's not this one. Command Shift C to copy the URL entirely is an option as well. So I feel like, you know, that's not necessary, but we'll see. So far, most people have been against it. On my feed, on their feed, I don't know. I don't know. This is something that popped in my feed earlier today, and I wanted to share that with you. I'm not a UX designer. So if some of you are looking for a UX related job and you know, you want to give it a go, maybe take a look at these. They are requiring or requesting 1 or 3 years for the product designer and 1 and 3 to 6 years for the senior product designer. And yeah, the content they are sharing most of the days on Twitter and on other platforms is really good. I personally like it. They have a ton of really good design in there, but you know, it's depends on you and what you want to do. But yeah, that looks very familiar. Same icon. But yeah, that's just wanted to share this one. Job opportunity potentials is good to know. Good to know. Going back to what we were saying about the data, not necessarily meaning that the product was good. That tweet was really true. And then that LinkedIn profile job like activities is pretty impressive as well. saying that they were like the design lead at Android Auto. They spent 40% of their time arguing with the worst product manager they ever worked with, 20% managing and coaching the amazing designers that were in there, and 40% of inefficient overhead of simply working at Google. So everything that is like processed and all that to make sure that things works. But yeah, that's an impressive thing to know. And based on that, based on the amount of data that we talked about earlier with the 18,000 user testing or users that have tested the thing, it, it might be related in terms of not necessarily giving us the exactly good data we want to have. But yeah, I've sowed deep, and that specific element right there, specifically this one, not the other one. The other one are debatable, but this is reminding me of one of the main initial pictures that I saved on one of my board right there. I can go and find it. It's really close to this one, but it's also it's basically a sign. That's all I'm saying. It's one of the sign that we have as references. Some of these that we have been using for decades now as references to give for element inside of UI, and I feel like it's really nice. It's also a tie back to what I'm saying all the time. If you are a designer and you want to get better at what you're doing, please get inspired by not UI. Get inspired by design. Get inspired at museum, at architectures, at other things, but not UI design. That will make your stuff way more interesting and much better for most people than just looking at UI all the time. So yeah, these are really related to more physical elements. Then that happened. It kind of made me laugh. Because it's an article about this model specifically, and yeah. That one is pretty cool. That's just like motion design. Not much to talk about on this one. This is a bit of pastel, so I saved it. I don't know if we can count it as pastel. I don't know where it's used. That's the thing that I'm questioning. It's used on craft. I don't know craft. They don't have an ad right now. And what I'm seeing here is design-related stuff, color-related stuff with textures, and probably some AI stuff. So I don't know what this tool is. It looks impressive from this rendering right here. But as always, this is like marketing material from someone who's talking about it. So I don't know. But we'll see when I have a bit more information about that. That's the thing that I showcased earlier. And I think that's about it. This is similar in terms of the gradient thing that I was talking about from the other one that is mostly tracking stuff. This one was interesting. Again, Brett being Brett and basically saying like if any like companies want to get partnered with them, it's a thing. If you don't know who Brett is, he has been controversial on the web because he said that he is managing 35 clients per month and making roughly 1 million a month, if not less. And I know he's from the US, and therefore there is a ton of hard work, hustle, making as much money as possible type of thing that is in the culture and in the mindset that they have. But if I'm making 1 meal per month, I am not trying to get a partnership with any fucking brand. Like, if my current work is bringing on 12 mil per year, I would just stop working. I yeah, I would probably just yes, yeah, probably not work that much anymore. So that again push the rest of the content and the rest of the credibility that they have that is already extremely down the drain for me, even lower, because if you're making that much and you're claiming to make that much and you're claiming to work that much and you are still looking for work, something's not working in my head. So yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not guessing their ability and their like potential for doing good work. They have been doing things. I think this is an image, by the way. It is. Uh, uh, also that, yes. Uh, I think the content and the creation that they have is pretty good overall. The design choices that they make is debatable at times, but also why not? It's just that mentality that which to me is really like American based content, where you just need to make more all the time and you can't really stop making more all the time, is it's kind of weird. But I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I get it. It's debatable. Debatable. And specifically right now, the fact that they are using AI for everything, um, I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that it sounds or it looks like they don't want to work, which makes sense, right? I mean, again, after all this time, you kind of want to take a break. God damn. Like, yeah. They are a design agency-ish. So they basically have have created the design subscription model where you pay a very specific amount of money per month and you get access to their services. So they are the first that have been popular and made this system popularized for a lot of people. They have made a lot of money through selling this thing. They are not hiring people. It's basically they work, they are the designer, but you pay them 5K a month to basically be available when, like, if I'm a company, I pay them 5K a month, and when I need some design stuff on any given month, I send that on my Trello board that is related to their agency, and that gets done in 48 hours, roughly. Weekends not included, like the regular thing. And yeah, that's their system. Basically, you end up with a Trello board that is linked to a client. Client puts like task into the to-do things, and then there is just like a certain amount of tasks that can be done or added to the to-do board or column. And then from there, you just move them as the designer. You just say, well, this is in validation. So until this is validated, you can't really add more tasks into that column. If you validate it, then that unlocks the ability to move more things. So the goal is to like not everything is done in 48 hours, but in average, there is a 48-hour delivery period. The main point that they have like so many talks and so many things that they have talked about. It's pretty true. With this system, the client and the type of work that they do is roughly landing pages, social media assets, sometimes bigger projects, but that's rare, but that can still happen. And they praise never having meetings with the clients ever. And basically never having a call with a client. They can come in, they join today, they get access automatically with like an automation in the background. Then they send us like a Trello board, and then I can add my task, and then from there I can move the task to this is the thing that needs to be done as soon as possible. And when it's done, basically their point is, while one client is done, the amount of time that I have in between me moving the task to the invalidation column and the client validating or putting it back and saying like with some feedbacks is roughly enough for me, them, to take on like another thing from another client. So basically they are juggling multiple clients at the same time, and the time in between is the time it takes for the clients to reply to the credit notification type of thing. And so the revision of basically this. So they do something, it goes in validation. If it needs a revision, it goes back into the we do something. And so there is basically an unlimited revision. You don't have like you don't have a limit, because it's just like, yeah, you still need to work on this thing. Like it's not to my standards. And so it's gonna go back and forth until it's validated. But that's their point, and that's the thing that they are telling. And you know, this is kind of new. Like they used to not have any chat call thingy. But yeah, that's their business model. It has been, based on what they say, pretty powerful, pretty efficient, and pretty good, including, if I'm been a while since they have shared this, which again, they are a designer. So any visuals that I'm seeing, I'm not sure, pessimistic about it. Like they have shared this one, for example, which is they've made 4 mil. I think it's 1 mil a year or something. Like they have made almost nothing in the beginning, and then they moved to the subscription model, and then they kind of skyrocketed. But yeah, there is like one specific picture that they have shared in the past. I kind of want to showcase, not this one. I think it's this one. That is the current Trello board thingy with like the Airtable automation. And so they have all of these clients where they currently have 20 clients, or at the point of that specific screenshot, they had 20 clients. 20 clients paying them 5K a month. That's pretty impressive, if that's true. And basically what happens is here they have, there is a revision that is needed for this Trello board right there for this client. All of these are waiting feedback from the client. This one, there is no current request in the column that is in request, and then this one is blocked, like something is not moving, and this is like just an automation. So basically their main point is all of these might request something, but in the amount of time that one of them is going to tell me, oh, I need revision, or this is validated and therefore we can move on to the next task, I can take on like something else. So basically here, they would move on to this, do the revision, and then when the revision is done, it send the notification to that client. Then they can take on whoever replied to the feedback or gave them feedback on something, and then move on. Like that's their initial thing. But again, it's not the first one. Like we've seen this one as well, which has 28, and we don't know if 28 is the maximum or if 28 is something else. But yeah. No, it's one designer with one designer team of one designer, which is Brett. That's also the thing that is kind of debatable, but also feasible. The skepticism that we have is with these screenshots. But technically, I can do the same thing. Like my speed is pretty great. You know, I'm pretty efficient, and specifically if the type of request that I'm getting from these type of clients, again, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are asking for exactly, but if like if the requests are, oh, I need a material for Facebook based on the brand that you have built. I need like a Facebook cover or something. That is probably going to take me 15 to 20 minutes to do. And then I'm just going to wait for feedbacks, but nothing else. Because I have like the ability to go into Figma and say, well, I'm working on something related to, I don't know, a specific use case, you know. Yeah. Yeah. But you can think about it as a, like, .28 time 15 minutes to an hour in any given month. So I do think that 28 hours of work, he said no, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, he's been like sharing these things. He's been sharing these inboxes, which, you know, like I am still a designer, and creating this in Figma would probably take me 5 seconds. So I don't know. But yeah, the overall thing is this. It's that's what they do. That's what they have paired. There isn't like a lot, as far as I can tell, of recent work that have been shared. So this is the deck that they have, which presents like what they have done and the type of work. If you look at them like really closely, you can see how different they are, but also how simple they they are. Like it's still very, very much similar, but it's overall like really similar. And yeah, I think you're taking it as if it was like 6 hours per client, which I don't think is the case. Again, I think it's mostly, if it's true, and I'm always like really much um skeptical on that. If it's just landing pages and people are requesting landing pages like this, um and they have something like this, like the one that I have, um bit where you ain't right there. They have something like this probably that they have built on their own to build landing pages in like no time and say, well, we currently need this. Maybe that section doesn't need to be here. And we need like a new section right there that is supposed to be not a pricing, but it's supposed to be one of our specific card section. Maybe a full width with two. I don't know. I'm doing something really, really badly right now. But you know, like they might have this as a system on their side that gives them the ability to say, well, this is the layout that I want to go for this client specifically. That might take me specifically 10 minutes to go with something like, right, the client comes in, request a new landing page, something, they put that in the Trello board, and then I'm like, oh, they want something like, uh, I don't know, a very basic app landing page thing. I have this, it's working. I'm gonna copy paste this as an image in the Trello board and say, this is the initial draft of the layout. What do you think? That took me 3 clicks. And maybe I went in and changed like the name to match the client or something, but that's all I'm doing. So it's not like 6 hours per client. It's mostly things like, oh yeah, that layout is supposed to be what we need, and then that's it. So that's how I see it, or at least that's how I see it from most of the video that they have talked about the things and explain what they do, how they do it, how they did it. Yeah, I th- I I mean that's what I see, right? Like there is change in terms of spacing, in terms of design, but overall the you know like the layout is the same or similar. Like all of them have these rounded buttons. This one is the first one that is not the rounded button. Um, so you know, But yeah, they might do these illustrations on their own. I don't know. I think he does. I think he does. There was a thing. There has been a thing. Thing happened. Uh, there has been a thing at some point where he was doing a bit of a competition with someone else that said that Lovable would take over designers, and basically, I don't know if we have the output that came on with this. I have doubts. Yeah, I don't think we will find it. But yeah, they basically have this as an explanation of how things work. But yeah, but it does. I mean, based on what he says, he has the content, and does the content as well. I don't think we have. Also, I'm laughing at this, personally speaking, because well, it doesn't look good. I'm biased. Obviously biased. You know. Like again. I think I could. I think I could. Think about it. Think about it. I'm not what I mean. I'm streaming 3 days a week. And in any given stream, I'm helping, let's say, 3 designers or 3 devs achieve something better in design, right? I'm streaming for 3 hours. So the link for this, which link you want? Right, I'm streaming for 3 hours. In these 3 hours, there might have been time where I have toolkit for lendings, but you said toolkit for lendings, and now I'm like, what you talking about?
Mom!
Oh, the toolkit for lending doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, that's dead. I'm sorry. That's the link. It's dead. Dead. And yeah. I'm supposed to get updates, but no. Yeah, Godly kind of died, and I'm really sad about it because it was good. It was a good content, good concept. The output was okay, and yeah, just out of nowhere, just died. Nonetheless, yes. So going back to that, I would, based on the amount of work that I'm doing, like on stream, helping others, designers, project, taking a look at it, potentially doing some things. If I'm going into the stream file, I guess this one is going to be working. But like the thing that we've done here, which is like, right, not much. The explanation of how some things could work, the explanation of Morton web survey thingy. Like I'm not a lot, but I think overall I do have the capacity to do the exact same output. But yeah, yeah, that's I would say that's basically it. And so that's also what is here, or said here, which I do agree with. Um, I think he has like a massive library of existing templates. Some of them will work on the first go for any clients, and some of them won't. So if you go to regular things, you know how much I love them, and you need like a landing page, right? And you have access to UI8 or Framer templates or whatever, and you have the unlimited option, you basically just need this. And you're like, well, this is what I need. Like this landing page is exactly what I need for this client that I just have. So I'm just going to download that, change the text, change the image to make sure that it works with the client. And overall, I guess this is probably gonna take me an hour at best, or at worst, of restyling and all that. But yeah, I think that's how it works. But again, I'm seeing like a lot of things that are like to my taste really bad. Again, that's good. Not biased on this one. I didn't do that. I did. I did. But yeah, like these are really, really simple. When you think about it, this took me, I think, 25 minutes, 13 minutes, I forgot. And like, it's not, it's based on an image, obviously. I wouldn't be able to go that fast. But overall, the output of this is really simple. And just achieving it in that amount of time specifically is feasible. And that's an illustration. So if I have the base and I need to recreate something, it's going to take an hour at best if it's like complex. But if it's not, it's going to take like 15 to 20 minutes just because I kind of know how to do it. And therefore, if you have like templates and things and you know exactly what you need to do, eh, yeah, might be, might be. I mean, again, it's not the as I said, they are the one that have democratized the subscription model for design work, at least from my point of view. It's just I haven't seen that before, and then they came in the scene, and then since they have said that they've made like $1 million or something, most people have been trying to do the same thing and succeeded. So another person that I do like, which is am I gonna have that? Yeah, Vadim. Right there, We Grow is kind of similar in a way. They are a design subscription right here, where the standards give you like 5K a month, 7K a month, 6K a month, overall thing, and it's the same concept. And they have been extremely successful, I would say, since they have implemented this by having like a ton of content and output and things. They are doing mostly branding, so it is a bit more time, I would say, potentially based on stuff. But also, if you have a good template as a initial structure, it could be good. But they have like a ton of content, and they have a really, really intensive, extensive presentation of the thing that they are creating. Again, these are just mockups to showcase that, yeah, you could have stuff. They are not a single designer, like they are more than one. But what I'm saying is that the business model works. Like the system with a subscription kind of works. And yeah, they've been posting like a ton on Twitter as well to make sure that you have like a bit of a presentation of what they have made. And it's neat. Neat. Leaf, hi, welcome in. How are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? Oh God, thanks a lot for chatting for the first time. Yeah, I'm kind of sad about it, to be honest. But yes, most designers now are... Chris, hi, welcome in. Most designers now are using Figma, which is kind of not good. It's good, but it's not good. But yes. Yeah, like their whole thing is pretty cool. I think there are 5 people. And again, the only reason why I'm not successful in the same way is because I don't have the skills for marketing and sales. Like I just hate it, so I can't do it. But if I could, or if I had someone that was willing to be not paid for the first months and like get client in, and then when they make a sale, then that would pay them for the months and so on, like and basically be a salesperson without a salary in the first months, then yeah. Yeah, I hate it. I do hate it. Also, I had fun with this one because I mean, I know, I know, I know, but still. Why do I hate it? Why do I hate sales and marketing and things? It's because I don't how can I say that? I don't believe in selling things that I achieved for free. Ever. If I got the information for free somewhere and I'm selling it to you, I'm ripping you off. Like I could just send you the link to get access to the information. Sometimes the link doesn't exist anymore, or sometimes the thing is like from so many years ago that I forgot. But I don't believe in selling you something that I got for free. And because most of my experience and most of my knowledge that I have as a designer, I got it for free by learning on my own. Or I got paid to learn, which is even more than free. Um, you know, it feels weird. It feels weird to me. So that's why I'm streaming. Basically, I'm just giving out all of my information, all of my knowledge for free because I got it for free in the first place. It just makes sense. The only thing that I'm selling is like
Mom!
this, where we put some work into it and we made a UI kit that is usable. Um, Same thing here. Like I made the app because I needed the app for myself. And I'm paying subscription, I'm paying things to get access and to build it. So I need to at least recoup what I've spent, and therefore it is paid. But yeah, yeah, I know. I mean, don't worry. Most people have said the exact same words that you're about to say. So yeah, I know. I know that. I mean, that's the Figma bootcamp that I've done on YouTube is the exact same thing. I just hate using the fact that you as a, not you specifically, but like you as a general term, taken for too dumb to um to search. Like the data is available, the content is available, it's free, it's somewhere, but you are too dumb to search. Therefore, I'm giving you a course that you need to pay $100 to get access to. I don't like that because that's the mentality of most people. It's just like, yes, I spent some time to get the thing working, but because you're too dumb to find the thing that I've given for free, you can pay for it if you want, like easy access. It's just, it sits wrong with me. It's just weird. I would rather like give everything for free. But yeah, not really. To be honest, not really. Like, if I'm looking for something, right? Building design basics. If I can type properly, that might be better, right? And you arrive here, and so you're like, this one is product design for like UI UX designers. This one is product design for UI UX designers. This was product design for physical things. Same thing here. And so, which one do I want to learn? The experience is really good as a channel. Relab is interesting. This is a full playlist. There is 60 video in there. And yeah. No, I will not read that website out loud, Stoney. I know it. But yeah, like these things to me is just the finding the content. Like YouTube is free, and it's just there. Like I'm looking for marketing basics, for example. I need to learn marketing. done. I have the things. Maybe that person is not someone that works with me. Maybe this one is better. I I don't know exactly who would work for me specifically, but one of them here would work for me. Um, and yeah, I mean, again, like Word basics is gonna be how you start. And I mean, to me, the content is available for free for everyone, so it feels wrong for me to sell it to you. But I get it. I mean, that's the reason why the bootcamp that I'm having right now is just, it's just there. It's not good, but it's just there. The new video that I shared yesterday, which is a very short video of a recap of what Figma has announced and everything that is wrong about it, kinda, is just personal things. But that these videos, these 8 videos that are coming in, there's 3 more that are coming in this week and next week. I mean, in the next 3 weeks. This is content that I've made, and it's gonna be free. If you want early access, you can access them to on the Patreon and have like access to the exercise, the Figma files, and all that. That is paid, but it's not like that much paid. Like it's $25 or $20 for the months. And so if you wait for like next week, I think, or in 2 weeks, when the last video drops on Patreon, you can just sub for 1 month, get access to everything in one go, and then unsub. I don't care. But yeah, like, I mean, eh, eh. Yeah, no, I know. I know that my value proposition, the thing that I would be able to sell is I've been working for so long, I have so many information and so many knowledge, so much knowledge that I can give you, that you would be faster if you just take on my course and just follow my lead, whatever you want to do. But you know, like that's the base. Yes, 100%, it would be an option. But also, it is weird. Like, I would rather have workshops, like live workshops, which is what we're doing here, rather than anything else. This doesn't make sense. My dad used to do the exact same thing as well. Not exactly, but like he was a vocal coach, basically. And so what he did was have workshops, live workshops, weekends for up to 10 people. And it cost $100 per person. And so he basically made $1,000 per weekend. Cash, so he made $200 per weekend officially. But he did that, and he did that live with people because it's like vocal coach. He needs to be there. He needs to hear the person do something, and so on. That makes sense. For me, I could give you the design workshop thing as a video, but it is not good. I don't think it's how you would learn everything quickly or well. So I would rather do like a workshop with 10 people and I don't know, $100 per people, in a Zoom format or live in person. I used to do that in the past. I used to do live workshops with other designers in Paris, and yeah, that's fine because we are all together. I need to rent the room. I need to prepare the content, and all of that takes time. Therefore, you're paying me back for all of the thing that I've built for that specific workshop. But at the end of the day, after the first year of doing workshops in Paris, I ended up with so much pre-made content that it felt kind of wrong in a way to say it's still $100 per person um, for a thing that I built like 3 years ago. Not really, but kind of. So, but I get it. I know. The experience that I have and the knowledge that I have is what's valuable, and it's what I'm supposed to sell. I just can't market myself because I hate it. But yeah. So these things are available, and again, I am available too on this one. Not there. The subscription that I have is kind of the same. It's way cheaper than the usual people things, but um, that's it's the same system. It is the same system. I probably have watched that before. Yeah, but Morton, hi. Welcome on it. We talked about you a second ago. It's just not how I work. That's the thing. Going back to what I was saying earlier, congrats. I'm not in the mindset of making as much money as I can because I don't care. And I would rather provide help and good content from my standards to make you better and you make money. And then maybe you send me something back in like a year or two. I don't know. But, it's just I don't want to make thousands. Like going back to what I was saying earlier with if you're making $1 million a year, I think I would work 1 month. If I'm having 20 clients at 5K a month, I work in January and then I don't work for 5 years. And then I work in January and then I don't work for 5 years. Like that. That's what I would do. I would just give talks, do workshops, do things that are kind of free. But yeah, like I would need to make money first, I know, to achieve what I'm talking about. But yeah. Anyways. But these are things that exist. These are systems and what can I say? Things. All of that came from this tweet specifically. That's impressive. But yeah. We were talking about the fact that I did help you for the survey thing, the app website thingy, and like basically because we were talking about this person, Brett, that has like a design agency thing where sometimes he is managing 25 to 28, 30 clients at a time that are paying them 5K per month per client. Yeah. And then I was saying that the work that they are doing is probably something that is kind of fast. And I took you as an example of some of the things that we have done on stream that took me probably 45 minutes in total in going back and forth in between the chat and what we were saying and so on. But yeah. Yeah. And no trouble. I appreciate it. But you know, like if it's something that is only that, right? That message is already pretty good. Uh, not gonna lie, this is worthy of a screenshot. To get into the Twitch chat things, but yeah, that's a nice thing. You said, uh, comes out with the Spotify API, and you said performance is potentially better. Do I need to log in first in order to get access to the songs? Probably. Um, yeah, I probably do, right? Um, mhm. I can't read that. So that's wrong. And now I can't search things. Um, ah, ah. I see. Um, well, that's wrong. That's the same. I have the same issue. Um, I yeah, I have the same issue on another system. So, um, yeah. So, you might see this if you select something and right, you don't do anything, you will get 1 second. You will get the ability to select something else, right? That's the goal. You need to click in a way that makes sense to select the element. The selection element that you have, the animation is pretty cool. But then if I'm here, for example, and I just want to grab the Canva and navigate to the side, it's going to reselect the element and then move it to the side. And that happens um, every time. Like it's not really good. And it's basically, or at least from what I've seen, basically um, playing with the Z index, and it just breaks. So your settings and your selection needs to be made in a very specific way in order to get the thing. It's a bit of a mess, but yeah, nonetheless. Um, performance-wise, going back to what we were saying in the beginning, performance-wise, this is really good because the computer is not turning on in terms of my fans are not running in the background really quite crazily, so that's good. The grid is kind of weird to me. Your grid zone and your grid dots are not centered to each other. So it looks nice, but it doesn't look right. So that's something to take into consideration. Um, the arrows working pretty well. There is a bit of a delay in between the selection and the snake, but you know, kind of fun. Uh, yes, um, that's also a thing. that could happen. If you click on it, it should be dropped in the Canva to the next point. That's for sure. Like for example, here I'm my cursor is around here. I'm clicking and dragging. That's wrong. Also, why don't I hear anything? I don't know. But yeah, right now, like I'm kind of stuck. Can't select this one. I need to unselect, then get this to work again. So whole thing is a bit weird, and the selection of the Canva work not all the time. So weird. Nonetheless, the content is good. This is wrong because I'm seeing all of them. And that's probably what's happening. If I'm here, select this one. If I'm here, I'm gonna, oh, I see. I see your issue based on your minimap. The minimap is giving me exactly what I needed. If I'm above, because I'm not in the orange section, um, I can click and drag, but if I'm underneath or on the side, I'm gonna take the one that is above everything, which they are supposed to be in order. Huh, interesting. Bye. You can have loops. Yeah, I think I need 4 to make that make more sense, but yeah. Uh, it's pretty nice. I would say the potential. I can't unlock thing. Why do I have no sound? Do you have no sound as well? Oh, I see. Why did you move to the phone? Did the music move to the phone? Ah. Anyways. So links needs to be selectable so that you can move things around and say, well, this is supposed to be something else. Let me see. I guess in my analysis, like these links are gonna need, because they are the same snake type of thing, right? These links needs to be selectable and then clickable. You can just delete them so that the song is not going there. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I'm seeing, or that I'm thinking about, what happens if I do this? I can. So I can have a song that goes on to 2. Again, not against it. I think it's a potentially good idea, but kind of weird if you're not aware that this is an option. So yeah. One of the options that we had, one of the options that we have in Figma in prototyping is when you're here, you could have options on the side of the node itself that says unlink or remove or something. I mean, unlink would be the same thing, but yeah. It's been 3 years that I have this agency thingy in a a subscription model system and still haven't had any luck or success with it just because I hate it so much. But yeah, thank you. um, but yeah, no, overall it's really good. It's a nice concept. I think it works. But you can do that. Can do that. The login with Spotify doesn't work, probably because it's not in the developer thingy, as we said. UI is good, performance is good. What I'm seeing here is that the bottom section has a bit more, or a bit none of a grid. It's there, right? I can still move it, but the bottom doesn't have anything. And I guess I would have a mode. I would have a toggle right here, YouTube mode, Spotify mode, so that I can switch in between the two. And if I'm on YouTube, I can only have things that are coming from YouTube in the search. If I'm on Spotify, I can have only things that are from Spotify in the search, and so on. I need a pee. 1 second. Overall, that's pretty good. That is really good. Good job on working on it. It's nice. It's nice. Let's continue, because we were supposed to continue on that and we haven't finished yet. We're still really, really close to the end of the like things. But yeah, that's someone that is doing something in Rive for the state machine system and ensuring that it's really, really symmetrical, which is pretty impressive. It looks really good. I don't know what they are trying to build with this, but it's really nice. You think people will pay for a service they can have for free? They can't have that for free. Like, the current state of things in creating a playlist is you know all the songs that you want to have in your playlist. That never happens. And you need to go on the search, look for the songs, place it, and then be done. Right? That's the system. The addition that you have is the visual part. you're still building it the same way. You still have the playlist is going to be this way, which is the same. So what I would potentially add is if I'm logged in with my Spotify account, I can see my own playlist. And I can see what I have and how I can like potentially reorganize them. That's thing number one. Thing number two would be I place a song. I'm looking for a song. I place a song on the Canva, and then I have recommended that is like on the plus. So something similar to what we have here, right? I'm getting a rectangle, right? I'm there, and I place a song, and I have my song, and then I'm clicking the plus because I'm looking for something else. So for me, instead of looking at the search bar here, I would have like a search bar here, and then I click to search, or I have another option that would be recommended. And so recommended would be like, based on the previous song, we recommend you to have this song next because it's the same genre, it's the same vibe, it's the same thing. Then you have another search and you search for something that you know you needed something. So that intelligent layer of adding potential recommendation would be an option. The only thing that I'm not sure about, I would say, is because of how playlist works, they kind of are 100% horizontal or vertical. You don't really have a choice. Like song A is going to go on song B and so on and so forth, which is what I said in the first, or in one of the first time that we talked about it. Like something like this could be interesting. Of sometimes it goes through, sometimes it skips it, and that's like a logic element. This one is a logic element, or needs like a logic that is like every 6 times that this loop is played, then this one is played. But you know, something that give the user a bit more flexibility on what they can do and a bit more logic potential. But that might be complicated to put in place. So debatable. The other thing, are they going to pay for this? I don't think so. I don't think there is a ton of people that would pay for an app that just makes playlist, right? If it gives you more, if it gives you recommendation, if it gives you a social aspect where people can share their playlists, if it gives you, you know, something like we talked about that we went to Nan, who is doing the same thing, and I don't know if she's currently doing something else, but she's building like a playlist builder social aspect thingy. And a collaboration between the two of you could be interesting, right? The playlist could be imported with her system, and then the visual of the playlist could be yours so that you can manipulate it. But at the end of the day, I'm not the right person for this. I don't make playlists. So the last playlist I've made was randomly selected songs based on the past 6 months of Spotify recommend me thing on Mondays and Fridays. That's it. And then it just went, oh, that song is pretty cool. Add to playlist. That's it. That's my only application of creating a playlist for myself. And therefore, I'm not the right person to take advice from, I would say, for this specific use cases. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for me to have a playlist builder. I like the system of it. I like the visual of it. I like what you have created with the concept of node-based navigation and node-based creation for playlists. That's pretty cool. But that's it. Like, it to me, that's it. It's pretty cool. Useful? No. Would I use it? No. Would I pay for it? No. Ah, I know. It's a bit counterintuitive. But yeah, so in order to make it like a bit more interesting, I would need some logic. I would need some recommendations, potentially some automations, and like I don't want to say it, but I'm about to say it. An AI chat that says build me a playlist for X vibe, and then it just works. And it build the playlist. But again, at the end of the day, your playlist is just going to be a one singular flow of songs. So the node builder is as debatable as it can be. Like, there is no need for the node builder. It's really cool. It looks nice. It works really, really well. But the playlist is just like song A is played before song B, which is played before song C, played before song D, and so on. So yeah, other than that, I don't think the node make any sense for playlist. I like the concept though. Useless to me, but I like the concept. I don't. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a nice concept. I would say if it was like thank you. If it was like a portfolio piece, something that you wanted to showcase to share and say, well, I have made things. This is what I have come up with for fun, for reading something cool. That might work. That might even be the best option, to be honest. To just use that as a portfolio piece and say, well, I build stuff. This is one of the things that I've built. It's a visual way to organize your playlists. And it doesn't really make sense, but, you know, visual way to organize your playlist. Does it work? Is it useful? Maybe not. Would I use it? Maybe not. What? Looks nice. Yeah. If you can have like if you can make a node builder like the one that you have, and you showcase it as a node builder, and people look at it as a node builder, and not just as a playlist builder, like that person has created a node builder thing, then you know how the node builder works. I said node builder a lot. But like you recognize how things are supposed to be built. You recognize how the snakes and the arrows needs to work together to make more sense. Therefore, that's pretty nice. It's working. So right, that's I would say that's the thing. Do that? I forgot if I can do that. I can't do that. No. But yeah, like that's the thing. As soon as you present it properly, you're kind of good. So Yeah. Just doing that just because I see it right now. That pisses me off.
It's muscle time!
No. Oh. Oh, you're not linked to it. Not gonna be good. Bitch, select yourself. Get the fuck out. One second. I need this. I need this thing to be selected. I can't select it. It's not gonna work. Much better. What's that? Oh, God. Been having leg issues again. Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Mm. Well, you basically have pins on the map, and then it creates squadrons. So your system would be get the address is create a map with squares, so like a chessboard, but format for the area that you can survey, use, whatever. And then from there, use something like
Endless.
a location-based system, kinda. Like something like this, where you would have your pins, wherever it needs to be. And then, I don't know why my images are not loading right now. It's kind of sad. But it's not loading. But basically what would happen is that this map specifically has been like cut into squadrons, and like A1, A2, A3, and so on. And you define that right now, like if you're looking at this as a system, this A1 is empty, A2 is empty, A3 is empty. I mean, there is just one. But yeah. Is it really a small area? Like if it's like this, you can see that my top section is heavier in pins. My bottom section is heavier in pins, but the center doesn't really have much right now. And so I would send people at the top and at the bottom, but not necessarily in the middle. So That's the thing. But walking routes is a bit more complex, though. Have you? It and still need to answer you. It's not a question, but like to reply. The images are there. That's the issue that I have. Like they are here and they are loadable, and it's just on the home page that they don't want to load, and I don't know why. I think it's probably just because I mean, they load at times, but they don't load all the times. Like as if they needed to be saved, which wasn't the case in the beginning. They need to be saved, they need to go off screen to then be reloaded. I'm supposed to, yes. I'm supposed to, but I think so derail, Morton, and then I'm coming back to you. I am preloading all of the images on lazy load first, and then I'm saving the thumbnails locally, and then if the device is not using the app for more than 2 weeks, I'm clearing the cache. Because it's not necessary. Like if I haven't looked at that specific place for more than 2 weeks, there is no need for the app to store that data. Right now, what I think happens is because it has been cleared, it's marked as cleared, and therefore it's not reloading when I'm seeing the image again. So that's probably what my issue is the sanitization of my cache that is triggering a clear, and because I'm not pulling it back on the home screen, I'm ending up with nothing. Whereas if I just click on something, I'm loading the image, it's now rehashed, and so if this specific place goes out of view, it's then reloaded in lazy loading, and therefore it would have the thumbnail kind of visible after that. But yeah, that's basically all I get. Probably moving a bit too fast for these. Yeah, probably the case. So, I'd say there is this, which I liked a lot and used, and then gonna talk about that after. I don't know if on Fleet this is the onboard. This is not the onboarding. That might be the best option. Might. But we're gonna wait a second. I don't remember if they have their pricing. I mean, they do, but I want to check. God damn. Fleet might not be good. That might work. I'm thinking about the amount of location you have, which are like the 2000 address. Welcome back. So I was looking at OnFleet. OnFleet has like a lot of really good things in terms of how it works, but it's also like $600 per month. So I think that's a no. But then Mapbox gives you the ability to have navigation and direction APIs for 1,000 monthly requests or 100,000 monthly requests, which is really good. And that might be what you need because you would have like the simple system of the map to get like what needs to be there, and then you tiling and requesting the tiles that are necessary, and then checking the content. So that would be the potential system or API that I would use. My box is really good and really simple to put in place, to be honest. It's eh, eh, but it's nice. The yeah, that would be my API related stuff if you need to create an API or an app with an API system. The this Astra, I don't know what that is. Oh, ah. That? Yes. Yes. That. I didn't know the name, but that's yes. That's basically the system for propagation and finding zones. So yeah. Which, again, we've talked about it before. I've sent pictures to Kat before about that specific thing, where the delivery guy for my package on Sundays is basically downstairs, and they send him at the opposite direction of where I am, and then needs to come back to where I am for whatever reason. So their algorithm for defining what is the quickest route and what is the direction in which people needs to go is really bad. That is for delivery. So, that's the thing. But yeah, you said that you needed like something that is more route based, like walking path and distance based, I guess. I'd say these ones would work. That algo is pretty good to find. The option.
Can be traced back to the 8th century. Aliens. Ghosts. Monsters.
There is a clusterization that needs to happen though. Like you don't have a. Don't worry. You don't have really an option for that. You need to cluster your. If you have 2,000 addresses, you need to cluster them into walkable distances. So There is params, properties thing that you need to take into consideration per person. So someone like me might be able to walk for an hour without being like annoyed by it. Someone like you might be good with 2 hours. Someone else might be good with 20 minutes, and after that, they kind of have the need for a cane, have the need for a wheelchair, have the need for something else, sitting, that happens. So with that in mind, the clusterization needs to be adapted to the people that are going to navigate. So this is a pretty good thing to know how long it could take on walk, but it depends on the person, as always. The other thing is going to be ensuring that, how can I say that? Yeah, ensuring that overall your distance in between point A and point B are going to be good, but also that your cluster isn't too big for the person in question. And then lastly, it's mostly going to be something along the line of finding all the addresses that you currently have and seeing what you can do with it. But yeah, like clustering, like that in your 2000 address, or 2000 is really good for counting, 100 of them are basically one street, and that counts like as one specific cluster of 100, and then you're good with that, and maybe the street that is the next one can be done with someone else or by someone else on a different day. But it's also 100 things, so that is to be checked. But yeah, if that's the case, and if that's your pin, these, for example, would be one person. Like, to me, one person would be doing this on an afternoon, because I don't know how big these distances are. In my European point of view, this is 3 seconds and this is 5 minutes, but I don't know the distance, right? You don't have the thing at the bottom that gives me the distance per se. So I don't know. But here you have a full street that is like a one-way thing. So I'd go from the most like outer point, which for now from that screenshot is going to be this one, and just walk back up until I reach maybe here. And then at the same time, I have another person that is doing these ones, another person that is doing these ones, and kind of structuring them together. But yeah, that's a different thing. That's the algorithm that needs to work with it. Salty, hi, welcome back. How are you? How have you been? Yeah, dang, yes. I know you don't have the sound, but yes, this is really good. This is really good. It's also a very good representation of the algorithm that you just shared earlier, this one. I like that representation, obviously. designer wise, it looks good, but yeah, compared to this one is it's mostly like how to calculate where things are, but for me it's really that simple. It's just what is the farthest away that we need to go, like going from here. I have one here, for example. I don't know if that's a thing, I don't really care, but like that's a point, that's a pin that you have. So this pin right here, we need to be there at some point, but do we really need to? Can we just call? Same thing here, like can we just call these 3, 4, and then just by walking achieve these? Probably. How many people do we need based on the distance, based on the tiredness of some people? You might be able to get like these 4 people, 5 people by one person, these 10 here by one person, these ones by like one person as well, or one day, like things like this. But yeah, that's the behavior, at least for me. And yeah, oh, pretty good, Salty. I'm a bit tired as always. One dog. And right now we are trying to figure out how to create an app that would help Morton figure out how to visit homes or addresses that have been willingly given to the Green Party to get, I guess, signatures or other things, informations, mails, I don't know. So there is a system that needs to be done to either do that by walking, do that on a bike, do that in a car, defining the best routes, defining the quickest routes in between locations, and so on. There is so many parameters and properties that needs to be taken into consideration. For me, the most important one is how many people are gonna cover the ground. Because if you have a team of 1, that changes everything. If you have a team of 10, there is a lot more options. If you need to have 2 people walk at the same time to visit, that also impact the logistic. Because I don't know what that map is and how big it is. Again, it looks like my hometown from not Paris, but like from here, where if I'm looking there, it looks as if I'm zoomed in like this, and yeah, so the distances are like really close to me. So I don't know, but yeah, that's the thing. Like maybe it's US based and you need a car to navigate. Maybe it's not and you need a bike. So yeah, all of that is the things that I would think about, or I would attempt to think about, in order to figure out what needs to happen. To give the most efficient way, I need the logistic first before anything. Otherwise, the thinking is going to be most efficient way for 1 person, and then I need to do the exact same thing for 2 person, and the exact same thing for 3 and for 4, and so on. Whereas if I know exactly we have 10 people that will cover the ground, I can just start with 10 and be done with it. So yeah, the logistic of people, logistic of clusters, like this is 60 houses that needs to happen. Visually speaking, I don't think the visual is necessary. If this is like an internal for the Green Party app, something that you will use internally to define where to go, what to do, how much time it will take, and so on. I don't think it needs to be that pretty. I think it just needs to have like a proper flow of saying address one, first address, last address, and then clusters of, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 per day. And then these are the closest together. And then from there, easiest path to go through all of them. That's about it. Like most efficient on these 20 houses is going to be from A to B to C to D to, that order. And then the last thing that came into my head right now is the people that are going to cover the ground know the ground. There's a lot of other things that can happen. So someone that knows how the city is built or how the city is organized, set up, whatever, someone who knows the people in the city might know that if we start here, this third house is gonna be George, and this bitch is talking for 3 hours for sure. So we need to end there, not start there. Like that's the type of thing that is also logistic. You need to take into consideration. If you know that the people know each other and you know where things are and who talks, who doesn't talk, who does what, who has a cat, uh, important stuff, changes the plan. Again. But I get it. That's a lot of information you might not have. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. That's the thing. That is the thing. At least, from my point of view, that is the thing. What would make it easier? You could use something like a travel planner app that already exists. I don't have any in mind right now. I think Tripsy is one of them, but Tripsy is paid to an extent. The reason why I'm saying this is that these apps already have all of the system that I'm talking about earlier, the maps, the route, the organization, and all the thing. And you could enter the addresses of 10 houses and say cluster 1 is the first 10 in that app, and it will do the algorithmic thing to know what's the best route to achieve the most efficient travel plan thingy, right? And it will probably say do 2 days here, 1 day here, whatever, but it gives you the order in a way that is more natural. So you could leverage that. The other option would be to do that in Google Maps by default. When you have like the if I say that direction, whatever, and I'm saying from this one to this one, but I'm adding another one right here. Then I'm adding another one there. You know, I can see on the map itself, well, something that is not necessarily like efficient here. So we might benefit from saying, this one is here, this one is here, this one is there, and this one is there. So I need to start at this point, and then potentially I can just go here after there, right? So that's kind of better, and that gives me like the amount of time spent, like 58 minutes by foot. You have like a bit of a better overall view. But again, as you said, if you have 2,000 addresses, that is not efficient on your side. It's going to be efficient for the cluster of like 3 to 5 to 10 address at most. Yeah, that's you know, you can't do too much with that. So that's to take into consideration. Then this is like 20 minutes in bike and 1 hour on foot. So maybe also something to take into consideration in terms of properties and things that you can have, can't have, someone on the bike. You know, good. I'm surprised. Welcome back. Welcome back. Me? For the first time? That's weird. Yeah, I mean, you have fine routes. That is an option. And I don't know what that is. I don't know how it works. I don't know, I don't know. But if you have like itinerary or things that are buildable inside of this, maybe it works. But then again, I don't know. I don't know. Do you have this thing that is premium? Yeah, no. I think you're not here, right? I think you might be like in a cluster that is like really small compared to the entirety of England and the UK, but I might be right. I might be wrong. I don't know. If it's a full countrywide thing, I don't know. Might be a bit more complex. But yeah, I would love to see, like, that's weird. I would love to see like the quadrants. I would love to see the squares for the map. And what I was about to say is, if this is what you are legally allowed to use, and you know that you are looking at like London, right? And London is your thing, and you don't have more than that, You're not going to go further out than London. Take a screenshot of this with your pins and then put that in Figma. And then play with it in Figma to figure out where there is like more people, less people, and all that. But yeah, that's what's the green and what's the red? What's what? Also, you saying pick? Boundary? Bouncy? I don't know what that is. um, yeah, even if that's the thing. Well, um, if it is for UK and you basically need to cover the entire ground, that you know it might be a tad bit complicated. Yeah, you know, but I mean, 1 unit at a time, but you need to cover the entire ground at the end of the period. Like the goal is to achieve and reach as much as you need, right? So basically, you need to cover the entirety of the country. So basically, getting this and saying, well, we are starting with the electoral county division thingy as a base, like that's our thing, and then we go into like this thing, we define like where are the addresses, what can we do on this one, and we move to the next one and next one, so on. You need to use the algorithm that Stony has shared earlier. The video on YouTube is going to be pretty useful, that's for sure. The system, from my point of view, is going to be like Bongai behavior, if you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I can explain. But basically take like a center point and figure out which one is the easiest to expand. My main thing is, based on your first screenshot from earlier, if I know that my furthest point down is about to be here, I would start around here and I would just say, well, I'm going to take, I don't know how much it will take, maybe 6 months to travel the entirety of the UK, and just do the thing, you know. You probably have people that can be sent different department, different district, different things, but yeah, if that's multiple people, you know, Denny, hi, welcome back. How are you? How's everything? How's the stress? Still stressed? Good. But yeah, I would do that. Go at the lowest point or highest point and then getting down, or lower, or higher, depending, would be the best option. Like, Southern London, right? Southern London, you only have one person. I would either snail it, meaning starting at the center and just do that. And if you have multiple, I would just have star shape. So one person's going this, that. So, yeah. uh, what body per unit? Let's see. Not much, Denny. Not much. Stream overlay has changed, but you've seen that last time. And we've been having a bit of a recurring theme where at the start of the stream we have what happened in my feed since the last stream. So what did I save? What was good? What is bad? What seems to be a pattern? We've done that before, but like it is now the initial thing. But yeah, Morton, have a good rest of your day. Thanks a lot for the question. I appreciate it. Take care of yourself. And we'll see your exploration. I had something for you specifically, in terms of style. Again, something that seemed to be mostly a you thing, that could be a you thing. I don't know if I have it. This one, I don't know if you've seen Keegan thingy. Interesting plugin for Figma to create variables and styles pretty fast using some of the pre-selected things that already exist. And that section specifically is basically what I said was mostly for you, because you did that. It has some pretty cool transitions here and there. There are some of them that I just don't like a pink thing that just doesn't really work. Like it's really weird. But yeah, this is it has next here in terms of the name. So I'm thinking this is Next.js, meaning that this is not, not thinking, it is, but not necessarily being like a Framer thing or a workflow thing. I think it's just like purely built from scratch, which makes more sense. But yeah, right now, free. So use it while it's free. As always. Anything that just starts in version 1, version 0, whatever, is going to be cheaper, usually. And yeah, the fun thing for me is that it still uses this, which I love from Figma. That is the auto layout from before. We have the new grid, which is shit. And yeah. Now this bitch is on this side and this thing is here, and it makes no sense. Makes no sense. But yeah, other than that, that happens. We do that now at the beginning of the streams, which is pretty cool. There is like so much stuff that I can't really show you, as in the thing that I have on Xiangsu are harder to showcase in terms of the content itself. Like there is bit like this. No. There is like a ton of other things that are not necessarily understandable here, but there is a lot of inspiration on these accounts that are showcasing boarding or other platforms and other apps designed and things just for inspiration. This is pretty cool, but yeah, it's kind of harder to explain when everything is in Chinese and well, everything is in Chinese, so that on its own is already kind of complex. I can guess what they talk about, but not much. But there's one here, and then the second one, which I'm sure I can't show you, is anything that is happening on Threads, where, well, both my likes in there is a ton of other like kitties related content, and yeah. I'll show you that. I mean, I can. Well, but yeah, that's the thing. The thing that is fun for me though is that I'm seeing things on Threads first, and then I'm going on Twitter and I'm seeing the exact same thing again. So I don't know where I liked the thing, and that's bad. That is really bad. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. We have this one right there. Shit, that's the wrong button. Right there. Which is like a video of the creation of the glass enter tab thingy from earlier, but it's not. I don't. I don't see the point of this one. I'd stay. Not gonna lie, it's weird. So weird. Yeah, I have a full. I mean, I have two full videos about it. I have my latest video about it, basically dunking on the entire thing, and I have a full 20 minutes chopped down version of the stream explaining how shitty it is. So yeah, it's bad. It's a Figma implementation, and it's what I would say. It's I'm so sad about it. Basically, what I hate about it is this. When you're looking at this landing page, which contains everything that has been announced on or at config, it's written as if it was groundbreaking, as if it was things that we couldn't do before. But then you're me, and you've been working in design for longer than Figma has been alive, and These things are just old tech. Like the whole thing of Figma Draw is Illustrator first version. The whole thing of Grid is CSS Grid that has been like, you know, what do you mean my ass ad is still publicly available even though you published the web landing page? Yes. Yeah. There. Okay. That's what you're talking about? What do you mean that it shouldn't be a thing? Explain yourself. I don't think you understand what happened. Oh, you can still access the car. How? That's interesting. I kind of want to know. But yeah, no, Denny. Grid is tech from, I would say, I don't know, it's been available in CSS for a long time and it should have been there before. But then again, when you're looking at Grid in CSS Grid, like there are things in here that you can do in CSS Grid, as in these 1FR, 2FR, 3FR for the amount of rows or columns that the things are going to use. That whole thing could be in Figma Grid because Figma is using CSS Grid basically to create what they have, but we don't have that. We don't. So yeah, that's interesting though. You're right. We shouldn't have access to it. Impressive though that it's still there. Yeah, so Grid, old stuff that should have been much better implemented, and they say, or they present it as if it is a revolution and breakthrough, which we hate. Figma Buzz, potentially good. I have no use for it. I can't say. Potentially good. Figma site, it's shit. Price is good because it's included in a full seat. You pay $16 a month and you have 10 websites for free. 10 websites for free being you can link 10 custom domains for free. That's pretty cool. The content though, the output, the thing that we have is really bad. Like this is a Figma site and we talked about it. The content and the way that it's presented is just divs on divs on divs on divs on divs. Like if you are anyone that needs to read things, well, this is not gonna work. Like if you need to understand the code, that's not, it's not made for that. And some of the thing that we have showcased as well is this, your text, all of your text, or most of your text are into div that take the last letter into a span. So, like, it was kind of weird. Maybe it's fixed. I doubt it. I haven't republished it, but it had like a really bad issue. Also, why the fuck do we have an after here? Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyways, the last one is Figma Make, which seems interesting. I don't have access to it, so I can't say. But I have a lot of doubts. I think it's just going to be like a wireframe-based thing where you can prototype something in code a bit faster, but at the end of the day, the code is going to be shit because of how I see Figma site being. So yeah, I really think it's shit. I think everything that they have announced has been really bad. And I'm really sad about it because it could have been really good. Also, if you're interested in learning how CSS Grid is supposed to work, please read this. Read this entire website. Just go on CSS Tricks and read whatever you have in there. That would be a very good thing to do and learn. But the basic CSS grid, things like flex boxes, all that is going to help a ton and be good. So yeah, do that. Do yourself a favor and learn these. The other thing that I really hate is not this, but this. Anything that is related to Figma lately, or specifically the video that they have shared, none of the speakers have been good. There is one that is pretty good, which is this one, Crafting Quality to Endures, which is the CEO, co-founder of, I think, Linear? Yes, Linear. This one was okay. The one that I wanted to watch potentially live was this one, and it wasn't that good. I mean, I've tried to watch most of them. Most of them are really cringy and they are a bit annoying. And they don't work. This one was interesting. I stopped halfway because it was so much scripted that I couldn't. And yeah, there is like so much things in there that I just don't know. The good parts though, because there is still good parts, is that it is pushing me away from Figma. Way faster than I anticipated. Like I didn't expect me to potentially remove Figma from my tool belt next year or in 2 years. Like that wasn't planned. But the amount of things that they are doing wrong and the amount of things that they are doing badly, right but badly, is too much to continue giving them money, continue hoping that they fix things. It's so sad. And the second thing, at least, which is so sad from my point of view, is me being chronically online. I see any other content creator that is a designer talk about it, and I see them basically praise Figma as if they just released the most groundbreaking thing ever. And it's false. It's just, it's shit. It's really badly implemented. It breaks the user habits again. And I really don't understand. Like some of the things that we have been complaining about since last year config of their announcements and their implementation was really bad is still bad. It hasn't been fixed since then. It's so sad. It is so sad. Because it was a good tool. And now it's not a good tool anymore. It's good for me as myself, because I'm pushed toward code more than design, or more than Figma, I would say. And so with my extensive background in design, my code is going to be better as a front-end dev, and entry-level front-end dev. But yeah, like, it's sad because I don't want to do that. But yeah, I might not have a choice. Still don't want to do it though. We never know. We never know. So yeah, Eddie, that's the whole thing. That's how shitty it is. I don't know. If you have a more specific question, I can help, but other than that, it's just bad. It's just bad output everywhere, and it's really sad. There have been people talking about Paper, which is the potential concurrent to Figma soon, but it's not out. Like, it's not available. I just have the previews that I'm seeing on Twitter, and therefore I'm not able to give like any. Gonna take over? Is it not gonna take over? I wish I could have like a bit of a preview, an early preview. I might contact them. I don't know, but yeah, it's just it's really yeah. I'm really sad about it. It shouldn't be that bad. It should be I mean, they should be implementing things that just make sense, and they should implement things that we as the users have been requesting, and not implementing them in a way that is not how we have requested them. So if you've been here before, you've heard me say this. If you have an app or software or something that you need to build, need to make a feature in it, it needs to be at least at market level. If it's under market level, it's useless. If it's above market level, that's great. But at least it needs to be at market level. And so right now they have published Grid, which is not on market level. Like, CSS Grid is way higher. They have published Site, which is not on market level. Framer is way higher. They have published Buzz, which is above market level, so that's good. And they have published almost Figma Make, that is non-accessible yet, so I can't tell. But from the preview, it doesn't seem to be at market level either. The other thing that they have added in like Figma Draw, it is market level-ish in some points, and it's under market level in other points. Like rotate copy, I really have an issue with it. Worse than Sketch. Sketch has had rotate copy since day one, roughly, and that's really sad. Really sad. The plugin rotate copy that exists in Figma is better than the implementation of Figma. Like, I said that before. They have the code. They have access to the plugin. They have validated the plugin the person has created. They could lay out the code. They could buy the plugin, use it, implement it in their way, but just have that. No, they decided to build something else that doesn't work as well as the plugin that person has created. Makes no sense. So, yeah. All of that is just so disappointing, so sad, for many reasons. But yeah, that's that. that's about it. That's about it. That's mostly what we see. And yeah, we've had other things. Not much, but we've had other things like stuff you will probably see later. Not today. But yeah, I've kind of worked on assets and things that might be pretty useful for most of you later. I don't know. And I have, I mean, not continued, but like kind of continued to work on these, which I know it's been a while, but I need to. I need to do something else than code right now. So yeah, I've started to do the icons in solid. Some of them are not feasible right now, but a lot of them are kind of easy to do so far. So I'm running through these when I can and when I have a bit of time. Yeah, that's a thing.
Mom!
Not promising anything, but the Momuike might have an update soon. When I'm saying soon, is like not soon, but like soon. Might. Like I had a bit of fun on these ones. I like how they look. They don't look that good, but they look pretty good. I know. Doesn't make a lot of sense. The good thing though is that some, if not all of these, needs to be simply lines. Like they are thicker lines instead of being like the 1.5 that we used to have. In solid, they are just 2 points. And that's about it. Like I can't really do much more than that. The only thing that I could do here, for example, would be to fill this section for the paragraph. But if I do that, it doesn't look like the symbols that is used for paragraph, so I can't really do that. But yeah, like that's the type of thing that I've been doing since yesterday, and I think it's gonna be okay. Gonna be okay. Some of them are gonna be a bit more tricky than others, but you know, it's gonna be fine. The good thing is, for me, I can take some liberties here and there in terms of how the icon in Solid look. Like, for example, this one, instead of having rotation on the speed square, it's called speed square, by the way, in terms of, like, visual lines, like we have right here. What you made? There, right? Like there, it can be an indentation because it makes more sense in solid than anything else. It's kind of weird still, but you know. Also, the goal is to have it visual or visible in pixelation. So, still being good, still being understood, but you know, having fun with that is something. But it takes time though. Like icons, you know, to make them make sense, it takes a lot of time. So we will see. Some of them are easier to do, obviously, because, well, you don't have a choice. Others are going to be a bit of a mess. The reason why they are broken right now is because they are in 2x in terms of bulk. Like they should be here, but font sizes and things. We might do that at some point. We might have that soon-ish. There is just so many details that needs to happen in there, including other things. Yeah. We'll see. We will see. Anyways, I did. That's what's happened. I guess. I guess, yes. I guess. Anyways, as always, thanks so much for being here. Highly appreciate it. I'm sending you to Nan if she's still working. I doubt it. She's been live for longer than me. But yeah, the VOD is going to be on YouTube. As always, if you have questions and I'm not live, you can join the Discord to ask the question there. I shall be back on Monday unless I'm dead tomorrow. Could happen. And you can stalk me on socials. Things happened. I should say that before I send you the links, because now these links are not accessible. That's a lot of spam right now. If you want to have pre-access to things, join the Patreon, would be highly appreciated as well. And then if you want to learn Japanese, it's pretty cool. If you want to give me money, there. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of spam. A lot of spam. That is the plan. The plan. It seems Stony won. And Lord Traveler really close by. Impressive. Impressive. Alright. Anyways, take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. Eat something, drink something, be kind to each other. You know the drill. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.